For over 20 years, I've been in the world of caricature. I've been drawn 100 times by other artists, and I've had thousands of people sit down in front of me to get their sketch drawn. I've been to different states and different countries to draw caricatures, and after connecting with hundreds of artists, they all get asked the same handful of questions by their guests. And now I'm going to find out the truth. I'm Khryztof, and this is 7 Questions for a Sketch. Today we have Angie Jordan, founder of Live Digital Caricatures. As soon as I started getting into doing digital caricatures, every search that I did pointed to Angie Jordan. Eventually we started chatting and made a good connection. She's known as the world's first iPad caricaturist and known as the Digital Diva. I was finally able to meet Angie in person at the 2025 ISCAcon in Los Angeles. I also got to hang out with her at Caricature in Horn, Austria in February 2026. Angie has been all over the world, but is still humble and willing to have a conversation with young aspiring artists to help them grow. Let's get into some fun facts about Angie. Angie hails from Mount Joy, Pennsylvania, between Philadelphia and Harrisburg. Angie served in the U.S. Army for 4 years in active and reserves. She worked as a CADD technician for a small engineering company for 20 years. She was a dancer and gymnastics teacher. She won a few awards for bike racing and also did a few half marathons or triathlons. Music is her world. She loves to sing, play, and dance. Let's talk to Angie and learn more.
All right.
So how you been doing?
You see me all right? Okay. Busy. All right.
Yeah.
Busy drawing you.
What? You should have done just a quick one.
Gosh. I did 2 of them.
That's the hardest one. I had to do a couple of my own Angie Jordan drawings. I just wasn't happy. I was like, Angie deserves more out of me than the drawing that I did.
You need to go to town, like really exaggerate and make it as silly and horribly funny. Right?
So the last time I saw you was in Austria. What have you been doing since then? Since February? Anything good?
Well, after Austria, where did I go? I think I went to.
You went to Turkey or something, right?
Yeah. Yes. But we were all caught in the snow, right? At the airport.
We were caught in the snow at the airport. That's right.
Yes.
I had to go and stay at a hotel that night, and
yes, so did I.
And then I had to leave the next day, like early in the morning. I think I had to leave at like 4:00 in the morning Austria time in order to get to the airport to get to my flight.
I had a big ordeal because I was technically supposed to go to Turkey, but because Austrian flights saw that on their flight, I was going to Copenhagen, but they didn't see the last flight. They rebooked me on like 2 flights to go to Copenhagen, and it ended there. And I had to find my way to Turkey from there. So it was like a midnight thing going to Istanbul and then Ankara. So they kept my baggage overnight hostage. I couldn't get it back. So I couldn't go on just a direct flight over to Turkey from Austria.
Crazy.
So it was horrible. It was a nightmare. I had to travel all around. But from there, I went home, and then I got really busy. I was all over the United States with conferences.
So you're kind of a minor celebrity, at least in my book. You're like a caricature celebrity. So I'm really happy that you were able to fit me into your world of life, because you seem like I follow you on social media. And you're just everywhere, Every time I turn around, it's like Angie's there, which is pretty awesome.
Thank you. Hope people see me.
So we first connected at ISCA, but it was like maybe a year or 2 before then. I had started to get into digital caricatures, and I had like bought an iPad, and I was like. I saw that you had posted something, like somebody had like commented on your post on Facebook, and I was like, oh, I have to like comment on it too, because I need to know everything there is to know about how to like start my digital caricature voyage. And every time I Googled something, it said like Angie Jordan. I was like, oh, I got to get to know this person. Do you remember me commenting and you being like, who is this guy?
I did at the first night of ISCA when you came in and you introduced. And then you threw me off the next morning when you said, "You don't remember me?" And I thought you meant like somebody I knew from the past, not just met last night.
No. That's kind of. I guess
and
I
then,
was just being facetious. I was just messing with
yeah,
you. That's kind of like
no, that's
my
okay.
attempt at wit.
Yeah, yeah. But I thought you were saying as if I should know you or something.
No,
And then
I'm
then you said last night we were at the reception. I go, yeah, I do remember that.
no. See, I'm a nobody. I'm just trying to be somebody. I have
Well,
what is it? Fake it till you make it syndrome, where I'm just like, oh, I'll act like I know Angie
you make
Jordan.
it. How long have you been doing caricatures?
I did caricatures since 2005.
Okay.
And I bought an iPad like 3 years ago or something like that. So I used the Cintiq tablet to do some stuff, but I never
Yeah.
took it out of my room. I was like, I just was always like, this is just too much stuff to like take to an event.
Well, you have the big one, right? You have the
Yeah,
big. Yeah. Okay.
I had a big one, and I'm on my laptop, and I have like Photoshop on it. And I live in San Diego, and so the person that I knew that was doing digital caricatures locally was Court Jones,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he had brought like one of those big tablets and a big screen, and I was
Yeah.
just super intimidated by that. I was like, I don't know if I could like advertise this. And then I worked with him a couple of times after I had
Yeah.
gotten everything, and I he was just like a really good resource for just making sure that you had like the best equipment and like a backup printer and like everything. Working with
Yes.
him in person was really nice because he's been doing digital for a lot, like a long time compared to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I think that
I hired him for a DC job
yeah,
many years ago. Flew him
heck, a
in.
long time ago. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions like how did you get started or like how many years have you been doing caricatures is the first question.
Gosh. Uh, I think since the mid '80s.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a long
actually
time.
drawing caricatures. Yes, decades. I say decades, so I don't.
Decades. So it says that like you sent over that you were in the army. How did you get into doing caricatures from were
The
you doing
army.
caricatures before then or after then or how did you get into
Well,
doing
I was
caricatures?
dabbling with caricatures, but let's see, '86 I joined the army, but I was a draftsman,
Yeah.
like doing maps and overlays and things like that. So when I went in, I didn't have to, I already had some education with some schooling. So they took me
Okay.
directly to the job in Fort Hood, Texas. And when I went there, everybody knew I was an artist. So they all asked me to draw their like portraits of their kids and they would pay me, but it was off
What?
duty.
Yeah.
So as I was drawing everybody's kids and getting paid, extra money, somebody came to me and said, I know you draw portraits, but can you draw the general and his wife really funny, like a caricature, so we can give
What?
him a gift because he's
Yeah.
moving away, he's leaving to another state. So I tried, but back then it was portraity and they loved it. And I started to advertise caricatures.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
And then it was
So,
when I'll say this fast. When I got home and advertised it, I met up with Trudy Nash from, now she's an ISCA member. She's the one that told me about NCN. Back then it was National Caricature Network.
yeah.
Yeah, and I joined. So that once I joined, the caricatures blew me away, just how crazy they can get. I bet you didn't put up a wall on your first time, did you? Because
Well, my first
I was so ashamed.
I mean, my first time was just this last year, like when I met
Oh,
you.
really? And you put
Yeah.
up a wall. You were
Yeah.
brave.
Well, so I it was funny like I've always kind of put myself in like a little silo, at least for the last, I started doing caricatures at Legoland and I did it there for about 5 years, 5 or 6 years. And then I only did like gigs through other people or I like had like stuff on my website. And then I started I set up a booth now. Like 3 years ago, I set up a booth. And so I've always kind of either had like, I'm not good enough to hang with the cool kids, or I have to
Yeah,
meet
yeah,
every cool kid that there is and try and like get a little bit of their energy or something. I have
right,
to like suck
right.
their mojo away and like build myself. So like I was kind of reluctant to join ISCA because I thought like I was like, you have to be the most amazing caricature artist in the world to even attend. And then I like a couple of my friends that I'd done like gigs with or worked with in the past, like they were like, "Oh yeah, we're going up to LA." And that's only like 2 hours away from San Diego, and I was like, "You know what? I should go." I mean, it's like I need to at least see what was happening there. And
Right.
it was a really it was funny because you get in I was really intimidated once I got there and started seeing like what people were doing. But at the same time, I felt like it was such an enriching experience, like an opportunity for growth. So when you went to the first ISCA or to the first NCN conference, you saw all these other artists. Do
Right.
you feel like that kind of put you on a trajectory to like build yourself more? Like to like, I'm gonna
Oh,
be the best Angie Jordan ever?
I'll be honest with you. When I went there, well, I went with Emily Burns, Emily Anthony, but I think it's Burns today.
Huh?
We went together and we were blown away on just all the energy in the room and the art just coming out on the walls, but also the classes. And I got to meet Tom Richmond for the first time. And I grew up with Mad Magazine, so I was
Right.
just in awe. And I wanted his autograph. He just looked at me like I was crazy.
Right?
Right. And then, but then the older people really took me under their wings and start to teach me about being there and don't be ashamed of your work, let it grow.
Yeah.
And the connection with Tad Barney and the agencies there. So it was Tad Barney and Mike Hassan, and now it's Goofy Faces. But
Yeah.
when you're there, they like to get to know you and they put you to work. They give you work. So
Yeah.
there was a lot of connection there to get more work. So it
Nice.
helped. Mhm.
Yeah. Huh. Do people ever ask you, is this your real job or is it just a hobby?
Ah, yes. Isn't that degrading?
It is degrading. What do you say to people
Right.
when they say that?
Well, I tease them and say, well, it became a hobby when I was sitting in prison for a little while. And I
Yeah.
start out like that and their eyes widen, but then I just say, just kidding.
Right.
So
That's
I
pretty funny.
said, it starts as a hobby, but
Yeah.
now it's my full-time job. And,
Yeah.
the best secret with us is never tell them how much we make.
Yeah.
Make it seem
Basically. Yeah.
Make it seem like we're, yeah, it's just a hobby that turned into a job and I love it.
Yeah, it's funny. I think
Be
there's
humble.
kind of like this weird thing between I don't want to give away any secrets either, but
Yes. Mhm.
um I think people either think you're doing it for free or
Yeah.
they think that you're like doing it for like millions of dollars. There's like this whole thing where it's just like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you
How
like
do
a
they think
$2 tip or
millions?
something."
It's not how do they think millions? And we don't come up all in a big suit and a
I know,
briefcase, do
but
we?
it is kind of this thing where there's like this um I think a lot of people think that you're just there for free, you know.
Yeah.
And like I've gone to events and they're like, "Well, how much is this?" And I'm like, "Well, the host is paying for it, and then they're like,
One
"Oh,
way
well,
one way
hand
to
me like a
teach them
20."
one way to teach them that it's not free is immediately say this is complimentary of,
Yeah.
whoever's hired you. And this is complimentary of them. So it kind of shows, oh, so they brought you in. Some
See,
people
that's
get
pretty
it, some
good.
don't. Yeah.
See, you've been doing this for long enough that you probably know how to be like really smooth and like when somebody hires you, like when somebody that's like a Fortune 500 company or something, like you're able to come in almost as like a representative of them, right?
Well, I think the key point is always think about your client, what your client wants. They
Yeah.
don't want someone coming in not knowing what they're doing, and they want someone to take control, make sure your equipment works. No complaints to them because they're more worried about their booth. They're more worried about getting their attendees into the booth. So when I do conferences, okay,
Yeah.
so gigs are different, of course. Like you have to remember what gig you're at. Weddings, you want to, make sure everyone's happy. So if you think about that, think ahead,
Yeah.
of everything. Think about all around you. Can someone trip over your equipment? Can, always think,
Right.
and think about others, not so much about you. Or, don't say, I always say, never say what you can't do, always say what you can do to the client.
Right.
And,
That's
that's
pretty
what they
good.
want to hear.
Other than caricatures, do you do any other art?
I love painting on wood.
Yeah.
And I got back to it once this year. In the beginning of the year, I painted Luna, my dog Luna, a caricature.
Uh-huh.
And I took a wonderful, wonderful class from Ralph Ricker. I hope I say it right, from
Yeah, yeah.
Europe, about painting, and he paints on wood. So I learned a lot from
Yeah.
him when I went over to Faces. So there's benefits to going to Europe, with those masters over there too. But anyway, painting on wood is my best, what I love to do, and I can hardly get to it. I'm really
Right.
get that busy with, going to events and
Yeah.
no downtime for me. I have to cook, clean, and take care of my dog.
Right. So I've been following you for maybe like 3 or 4 years, like on
Is that
social media and
it?
stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I
Kidding.
don't know. Like I said, I just kind of got in.
Got into it. Okay.
And I'm surprised that more people weren't like, hey, do you know Angie Jordan? Check out her work. But you do, like, I don't know, the style of caricature you do kind of it reminds me of like the easiest way to put it is like the Cartoon Network from like the early 2000s.
Yes,
Like when I was watching Cartoon Network, I was like these, just the way you push and pull, and like the eyes are really bright. There's like a lot of energy in your line work. I mean, it's not like flat or static at all. Like things are just like almost, people might even say it's like these are animated. So even based on that, do people ever get mad when they see your sketch? Or they ever like, oh, I don't look like that?
Well, I think we all got someone mad because art is subjective, especially if they didn't see your work before they sit down in a chair.
Yeah.
Everybody probably got it, or they compare us to other artists. They think one artist and the other artist draw the same way. I don't know
Right.
why people would think that, but some do. But I do remember one conference I did. There was people watching my TV, and I had my own booth, and it was crowded. I mean, lines everywhere, and it was in New York, and I just drawn one after another, and I drew someone Asian, and they said they liked it as soon as I was done, and I took a photo, and then I got called in for the company that was running it, and they told me this lady didn't like her caricature, and
Wow.
and yeah, so it really hurt my feelings, but she said she liked it to me personally. So they said, how can we avoid this? And my answer is you can't. You
Right.
can't please everyone. Not everyone knows what they're getting and how they're getting it. And it's just, they just have to know what they're getting before they sit down, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But
So
yeah.
even the early 2000s Cartoon Network can't please everyone.
No. And I remember drawing this little girl, and she probably would have liked the caricature, but her friends were behind me laughing at her. So the laughing part of the friends helped
Yeah.
cause her to worry. And she was worrying at the buildup, and the buildup became a shameful thing for her.
Right.
So it was hard to turn that around. And I wish I knew how to turn that around, especially when the friends were laughing behind her. Because really, I think she would have liked it had they cheered her on. You know what I mean? Instead of going
Right.
like this.
Yeah. It is interesting how the reaction of the people that are around, that are like the audience, how that will change the energy of the person that you're drawing.
Yeah.
And it is funny because like sometimes people will, I don't know, it can really jar the person you're drawing if the people behind them are like, oh, I can't believe they did this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is really because it could like go either way, right? Either the people are like
Yeah.
really anticipating it or they're like really happy, really excited, or it could like make them feel really ashamed. And I think
You know
that,
what? I learned that when you're by yourself, you're the king of the crop, okay? Nobody
yeah,
can compare you. But when you're with others, and you probably experience this, they
yeah,
compare you and they get in the line that they feel they are more comfortable having. And if the humor is what they want, they come towards you. And that's what I love,
yeah,
that you get the type of people you want to work with. But those people in Hawaii, and I want to, doing the overly
yeah.
exaggerated ones on Instagram. Thank God for
Mhm.
social media because they're helping us out with the
I
funny.
know, right?
Yeah, and I have to thank them for it.
Yeah, it's funny. I really appreciate what they do. Like I think what
Yeah,
they do is incredible.
yeah,
Um, and I think that it really in in such a positive way. I think a
yeah.
lot of people I don't know, maybe this is just being ridiculous like in my own bubble, but I feel like more people want to get caricatures because of them, you know?
Yeah.
Like people are like, "Oh, this
I
is
think
something
they're
that's
still
trending."
afraid. They're still afraid,
Yeah.
but they go for it. They go for
Yeah,
it.
but I think that maybe it's even like maybe caricatures are more popular now than they've ever been because of Caricature Party and Ninja Sketch and them and their presence on Instagram, you know. But
Yeah.
I think that the downside is that um, I can't draw as good. I can't draw like them. I mean, goodness is like subjective, but even
Yeah.
if I tried to do what they're doing, I wouldn't be able to do it exactly the way that they do it. You know, the level of creativity that Sami and Aaron do is, and Kiko as well. They pull things out where I'm just like, how are you able to create this in a live setting so quickly? Like in a like
Do we
how
know
are you?
how quickly they are, though? I mean, I think aren't they an hour for a couple? Or if they, I mean, that's
Well,
still quick to
well,
me to exaggerate.
yeah.
I
So
think the more you exaggerate, and basically it's a mathematical thing. It's geometric shapes being blown. What's
so
big on you is big, what's small is smaller. So
well, I think
um,
that an hour is they do usually take an hour, which is true.
yeah,
But the level of rendering that takes place, I think, is a large part of it.
yeah,
But what they'll do is maybe like
color.
a 10, like 5 to 10 minute pencil sketch. And I think
Yeah,
that that is the relatively quick part is
yeah.
is to be able to conceptually come
Knowing
up
what you're
with
gonna do,
a
yeah,
composition
you could get
like
there
on
though.
the fly and say,
You could,
okay, I'm going to make this woman's mouth a bird bath and I'm going to make the guy inside her mouth a bird or something like that. And
yeah, yeah,
like being able to like say, okay, within like 5 minutes, I'm going to come up with that concept
yeah.
and make it completely original, I think is absolutely amazing. And do people ask you if you've drawn anyone famous and what do you say?
Yes. I was invited to do Sofia Vergara's event in New York, VIP event. So
Ooh.
yeah, so I got to meet her, draw her. Not only that, my drawings got blown up into posters, and she got a photo right on what is it, page 6 of the New York Post, and that was my
Cool.
caricature in there, and also in the Us magazine it went. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that was one big one. Another one I met was Kevin Costner. He was and this was a surprise to me because I was hired traditional to
Yeah.
walk in at the Little League Williamsport. I guess it's a famous place that everyone comes for baseball,
Yeah, yeah.
and
That's where the Little
do
League World
walk.
Series is. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to walk around and do caricatures for the bleacher people, which I said it was an agency, and I said, "How am I supposed to draw one person and keep moving?" Like everyone's going to want a drawing. He
Right.
says, say, I'll be right back and don't come back. So I kept moving around, and then I got called to the VIP section, and
Mhm.
they said an important person's there. So I went there, and I didn't get there in time. There was another artist who actually was drawing Kevin Costner,
Yeah.
but I got to draw his wife and his child.
Oh, that's great.
And the weird part is I had to stand down and face them, not face the baseball, but face him.
Huh.
And I felt him staring at my face, and I was so like, he was hot. He was hot in person.
Yeah.
So I was so nervous because I felt him staring at my face when I was drawing.
You were
And I
getting
kept
like starstruck a little bit, huh?
yeah, a little bit, like not so much starstruck. He was kind of really handsome back then. I think it was not, I forget when I drew him, maybe 90s. So he was hot then. And he was
Yeah.
big then, Dancing with
Yeah.
Wolves. And
That's pretty good. Man, that's great.
And I drew, but I met them. To be fair, I knew I was going to meet all these people, and I drew them ahead of time, and I handed to them. So Copperfield was one, and he wasn't the best kind of person to meet.
The
He was
magician.
the magician, and Penn and Teller I met. They were really nice, and Robin Williams, I met him, and I drew him, and he actually looked at it and went, he went, wow. And then he goes, can I say a curse on the air?
Maybe I'll bleep it.
He said, what the F, right? and then I had explained it's this caricature because I drew him in 3 ways, right? And so I asked him to sign my original one. I gave him the original, but I signed a copy. And he signed it, what the F.
That's pretty awesome.
I have that. Yeah.
That's great. Those are pretty good, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't, nobody hired me to draw them or anything like that. I just knew I was going to meet them. So I wanted to give them a gift when I met them.
Well, that's so sweet because, I mean, it shows that, it shows that you care about what they're doing and you're sharing what you do best with people that you care about, or at least people that you feel like you want a connection with. Right. I think that's really important. What is the craziest caricature that you have ever drawn, or the craziest situation while drawing a caricature?
Well, I could say it was a crazy situation, but it might not have been caricatures. So if you want to hear this story, I was invited as a digital artist to come to, cartoon artist. They were looking for a cartoon artist, and they found me, and it was down in Baltimore. So I got to draw for the Baltimore Symphony, which is very high. They wanted me to draw Babar the elephant. Okay, so in the past, they used to do shows, and while they play the music to Babar the elephant, now the music is like a bees going, so it sounds like everything in the book of Babar the elephant. And it's only a 20-minute show, and they wanted me to have a concept of painting this elephant and a whole scenery within 20 minutes. And I told them that's impossible for something like that. So I came up with this theory to do flip page. So I did these murals 5 feet by 7 feet. Wow. And I had 20 pages. I traced them with the projector because I designed everything, each page, and they had to approve them. And then I designed 20 murals and I put all these pages together. And they told me to come down for a practice. And I only had one practice with the Baltimore Symphony because they're high end. They don't wait for me. I have to wait for them, right?
Right.
So my practice came, and these guys were helping to flip like on this big, large thing. And they put, those clamps. We put a clamp on each side. So I told them to flip it. And each section had a missing, like a pasted in section that I would paint, like with charcoal, like it was a pastel. So I had these pastels on the chalkboard. And as I was doing it, they tried to flip it, and the book fell apart and all the paper flew onto the stage. And that was my only trial. The next day was a show. So we sat there and bound it with tape. And they were all nervous about me because I didn't really get a full rehearsal. So when it came time and we had the book all together, it was bound and it stayed up there and the two guys were going to flip it. Um, when the show started, I came out and I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to dance. So I started to dance and draw at the same time. So I went with the music and I danced, and the show was a big hit. And the people that, hired me said, I didn't know you can dance. This was great. This is so I saved everything, but
That's
they
so
did
great.
have one. They had one out of order. So when the page flipped and I saw it was out of order, I go, one more, and they flip, and then I go, now back two, giving them signals, and so they caught on, so, and
That's
then all the
awesome.
children rushed me on the stage for my autograph.
There you go. You were like, that's such a great story, man.
Yeah, so it was embarrassing to start, though. Yeah.
So you've gone a lot of places internationally for caricature. Is there any cities that they have the caricature places at where you're like, I really love this city,
Well, I love all the European artists. They're wonderful, and there's something about the European artists, though. They really learn the old school way. Do you know what I mean by that? They
Yeah.
study, rendering and bone structure, and they get into it a little more like Michelangelo. Like I kind of say they get more involved. At least that's what I found. I went to a few conferences over there, like Poors, Poors in Belgium. They put on a really great, and it's all week. So that's a really good one to go to, where you could probably sit down with someone like Jan Optebeek, who's a master in it, and learn from him. And I think I'm encouraging artists, if they're watching this, to go to Europe at least once, one of them. You've been to one, right? Austin?
Yeah.
And you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, that was great.
But other than that, when I'm hired, the one company that hired me the most around the world was Infosys. So they grabbed me early on, and they loved my work and brought me to Australia, Italy, Vienna. So I went to Vienna before I even met the caricatures, and where else? Mexico I've been to, and Canada, of course, and then India.
Wow.
My
That's
biggest
cool.
ones. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you have planned for the rest of the year as far as like projects or places you're going to go?
Well, I'm definitely going to Europe. I was considering CARICON in Scotland. But it is only 3 days, I think they do something. It's really one big day you draw, but the rest of the time you party.
Lots of drinking.
Yes. ISCA's this year. I'm considering that. But I do have some more travel ahead in the fall. Fall is one of my biggest seasons.
Cool.
So I do some 2 big conferences then, and they already are setting it forward. And I'll be in California for one. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah. And the summer's a little laid back, so I might go on vacation somewhere, and I might be venturing somewhere new.
Awesome. So how could people get in touch with you? Social media and websites and stuff like that. Do you want to say those things?
Well, if you Google me, Angie Jordan caricatures, you'll find me everywhere. But Instagram would be Angie Jordan, and 7's my lucky number, so Angie Jordan 7. I am the caricatures on Facebook. I think it's just Facebook /caricatures on Facebook.
Wow.
And LinkedIn, I think it's just Angie Jordan. What else is there? Let's see.
I don't know. I think you've covered them all.
Digital Diva on, I do own that. DigitalDiva.com, you can find me.
You are the Digital Diva of caricatures.
I am the Digital
and
Diva.
And many other things. We never got into music and guitar playing, but we have like 1 minute left. Yeah, I play a little guitar.
I'm learning. Yeah. I'm a piano player, but to go from piano to guitar, at least I know how the notes run.
Yeah.
I just don't know where they are on guitar. They're all
He's going to
over.
memorize them, right?
I know. I know.
Gonna memorize them.
But I'm getting there. So I'm learning the circle of fifths now, and I'm doing my scaling. So
All right, Angie, thanks a lot for
I
taking
could
time
play
out.
songs. I know a lot of chords, so I could play songs right now. I just have to learn how to sing and play at the same time. And then I'm going to open mic night.
There you go. I can't wait to see you.
So you'll not only see me trying, you'll see me singing and playing.
Right? All right, Angie, thanks again for being on, and good luck with everything, and I hope to see you at a conference sometime.
And thanks for having me. And if you want to learn to exaggerate, I'll show you a few things. Okay.
Thanks, Angie. All right, bye.
All right.
So it was great having Angie on the show today. I hope you guys learned a little bit about her and you follow her on all the social media platforms. And, if you need a digital caricature artist, call up Angie. Now's the time on the show that we do the great reveal and time lapse. I drew Angie, Angie drew me, and this is what we came up with.